3. Hey guys, hello. It's been a while since I made a little cooking video, and you know I love to entertain myself these ways. This way, I guess, is the proper English for that. And I just got totally inspired to make some soup today. One, the weather's been kind of gray in the morning. But two, I went to a little local farmer's market last night, and oh my gosh, look at these onions. I was like, these are killer. I can't believe it. I've never seen an onion like this before. This is amazing. My friend, actually Jamie Ball, right here in our town, Norco, her garden is backhouse_farm on Instagram. Anyway, she grew these. These are amazing. This has inspired me to make a Japanese, onion soup today, because really I was going with what I had, because I saw the onions, I had some mushrooms, and it's super simple ingredients. I'll go through those with you, and you can see how easy you can make a healthy soup. And this soup is really designed for before your meal. I love this. What I do love about this soup, it's also extremely healthy, and what I'm hoping is to fill up a little bit on it before my meal, because I don't know about you, but I'm trying to count some calories these days. So let me tell you about the ingredients first that I'll be using. First, I'm just using a super basic beef broth from Stater Brothers. This is the low sodium, so that's like 410 on the sodium. Most people are worried about sodium, and so they go for the low sodium. I actually need sodium in my diet. I didn't want the full amount of sodium just because I want it to taste good and not salty. So I'm totally fine with using a bouillon with sodium in it. Onions, of course, so it calls for white onion and spring onions and chives. So I think this is pretty much gonna cover that for me, and I better cut these before I like whack something off my counter. Olive oil, garlic and ginger, pepper, so basically everything you have at home. And I have some mushrooms soaking, and I'm going to use the water from that. So it's really easy. What you do first, now this recipe actually calls for shiitake mushrooms. I didn't have that. I already had these other mushrooms in my fridge, so I knew this is something that I can make without having to go to the store. So first you want to get some olive oil going in your pan, and this is where your aromas kick in. There's so many health benefits in this soup. Most of the health benefits in this soup come in the category of cholesterol, blood pressure. These are all things that are important to me. So, and also the mushrooms, the selenium and vitamin B, very, very good for you. There's so many, it's simple. It's a simple recipe, but it's full of things that are great for you. Probably the only thing that's not good for you is the soy sauce. Everything else in here is good for you. So what I'm gonna do is go with the ginger and the garlic first. Lots of people have different ways of how they chop up their ginger or what they do. I just do it on the cheese grater because it's the easiest. And I love ginger, especially like this time of year. It's really good to kind of clear your sinuses, clear your throat. So you could use ginger powder if you don't have any fresh ginger, but I'm going to use fresh ginger. And those will start to brown. Now, let's see how I handle these big old onions, because they are big. So what I'm going to first do is cut off some of these big tops here so I don't break something. These are amazing. I can't believe this. So it was a really cute little farmer's market last night that we had. I got some great goodies. And something like a farmer's market always inspires me. You know, it makes you feel good when you go. It inspires me to make something that, you know, normally walking through the store I wouldn't go so excited looking at an onion. But when I saw this, I'm like, oh, I'm totally gonna make, I couldn't decide at first, French onion soup or the Japanese soup. Now, the French onion soup it still has a lot of health benefits, but the cheese does kind of throw it off at the top, and the bread, which is actually like the best part. So, but I thought I'd give this a try. So I literally have never cut an onion like this before. So let's see how I do. This could be interesting. Now, my friend Jamie said with these onions, what she likes to do is save the roots down here for her salad. So I might try those out later and see. Kind of top it. You could top the soup with it, I guess, as well. But what I'm going to do first is I'm going to cut this kind of like at an angle so that I can come in later and use these chives for the soup and use the whole stem as like my spring onion. And I'm going to cut the regular onion right now. So really with these ingredients, I could make French onion soup tomorrow if I wanted, if I have enough stuff on hand, because it's a lot of the same base. On the French onion, you would use a beef broth also, clear beef. Now, a lot of your Japanese soups, of course, are miso, but I mean, I don't know about you, but my kids aren't like crazy about miso. Maybe a little later in life. If we were at a restaurant, they might like it better. Just the ambiance of it all. But I am gonna go with the beef because I know that they will eat it, especially if I do something super crazy at the end and I add some ramen noodles, which I won't do that for mine, but like if I put ramen noodles on the top of anything, I think Michael will eat it. So I'm just chopping this onion. And now I have let the mushrooms that I have, they have been soaking for 30 minutes because I'm going to use the water in my broth as well. So I think I need a little bit more olive oil here. And I might put a little bit more garlic because I love garlic. The diced garlic is totally the way to go. I mean, I love to smell real garlic and everything cooking. I mean, this is real, but this is so easy. And I just get a little jar. Got my onion. Now you could chop, if you were using shiitake mushrooms, they're usually a lot bigger than button mushrooms. I'm not going to chop the button mushrooms. They'll be sliding all over my board. I'm going to go ahead and put the mushroom water in. Not all of it, just some, to give it a little bit more flavor. And then the beef broth. Now I can crank up the heat. It has to simmer for 20 to 30 minutes, really to your liking. This is gonna be really good. Especially, where's my towel? When I get the chives in there. So now let's check out these chives. So how awesome is this? Now, you can either chop, or I use scissors for a lot of things in the kitchen because it's a little bit safer for me. I'm gonna, just because of the sound and everything, I'm gonna chop just because it sounds fun. I am gonna make them kind of big and crunchy. And also for soups, with these big chives and on the top of these onion tops, you could dry them and then like sprinkle them on your soup, sprinkle them on a recipe, because there's a lot here. And I'm going into the stem totally here because this calls for a white onion and a spring onion. And I just feel like this stem is just too yummy and good. And that's what I'm going to use as the spring onion. So, some chives. Let me get this little stir and see how it's. So next, I can tell and smell that it needs a little bit of soy sauce. I'm not like huge on soy sauce. I like a little bit. I like it on my pot stickers. I love pepper, every kind of pepper. A white pepper would probably be really good with this too, but I just have black right now. And crank it up, and what I'll do is kind of show you how this looks. So yeah, 20 to 30 minutes. I'll probably put a picture of it up later. Let me find my hot pad and I'll get, so you can get a little view of, yum. This is safer than me trying to move the camera right now, believe it or not. So there's the soup. I'm gonna serve it up for myself in about 20 or 30 minutes. I'll probably have another bowl of it before dinner tonight. This would go super great with steak, obviously. Be a great way to go into a great hibachi meal or steak meal, whatever you have at home. I hope you enjoyed watching the video, and have a great day.